right, so Holden, I looked at the pictures of you at the game, and tell me about your outfit. Tell me why you had the headdress on and why you painted your face red and black. Like, as you went to the game and were hanging out, what was going on? Were people excited by what you were wearing?
Yeah, like a lot of people wanted to take pictures with me, and we were just walking into the game.
It seems silly to say, but nobody saw anything wrong with the outfit. And Raiders fans are not normally known as the friendliest bunch, and even they were embracing. We have a picture of you with the Raiders cheerleaders. So what was it like when the article came out? What was it like for you at school?
It was, like, scary because I didn't know what was happening.
What did happen?
Well, the whole internet started to call me Chiefs, blackface, racist. This racist kid figured out how to hate Native Americans and black people at the same time.
Given that you're Native American, was that kind of confusing?
Yes.
Shannon, that initial emotion when you saw the article was what?
It was shocking because the other half of his face was red, and we didn't know what blackface even was.
And as you learned about it and as you read the article and understood, tell me what happened.
I just went to the media and tried to prove that he was not in a blackface, that his other half of his face was red, and I figured I could prove that, and they would remove it and take it down. That was the goal.
And did they?
I had to call somebody right away to have them send me what they saw on TV as we were driving. Like, what did they see that we didn't?
If Deadspin right then had said, we are so sorry, we are totally wrong, we're going to pull everything down and issue a retraction, would you feel differently?
No. If they would have done it right away, like the other ones did, I mean, the minute that other outlet saw that, oh man, these are Native Americans, and yes, his face is red with black, that would have been a lot different. But the way they went about it and doubled down, it's not acceptable.
Shannon, why do you think they did double down?
I don't know. I mean, we're asked about this daily. It doesn't go away.
Libby, what are we to make of the fact that Deadspin, number one, knew they were wrong because they watched the CBS broadcast and saw the clip and saw him with half red, half black face, painted face for the Chiefs. And then even when it was brought to their attention and brought to their editor's attention, in addition to the reporter, they still doubled down.
Yeah, well, we wouldn't be here today. We really wouldn't be here today if they had just done the right thing. Instead, they intentionally targeted a 9-year-old boy. This kid is, all-American kid, loves football, loves the Kansas City Chiefs, loves his Native American heritage. And they stole a lot of that innocence from him, and it's just not okay. And they didn't have to be here.
No, look, does it make it different, though? And, we'll put up the article. But does it make it different that they actually had to search through the CBS clip and find the one frame of video where all you saw was the half of his face that was painted black?
Yeah, it's really remarkable. If you go back and look at the CBS broadcast, as we did, Holden was shown for like 3 seconds. And you really had to, with like cat-like precision, stop the video and screen capture it just at that moment where the red side of his face was not shown. That's intentional. That is wrongful. And that's where we're going to be asking for punitive damages.
So much of this is centered on the fact that Holden was wearing the Native American headdress. That was part of the article, and also centered on the fact that he was at a Kansas City Chiefs game. You guys are from California. Shannon, how did Holden, and Holden, if you want to chime in here, how did you become a Kansas City Chiefs fan to begin with?
When Holden was 7, he was diagnosed with type 1 diabetes. And with that came a cell phone. And the cell phone was to help me view his number at all times. When he's at school, and when he's playing sports, and he started watching football videos and clips. And all of a sudden, he became a Kansas City Chiefs fan. And he knew everything about the Chiefs.
Holden, do you have a favorite player?
It is Travis Kelce.
Shannon, somehow this has become part of the political conversation, of the culture war in America. In the very beginning, when this story happened, that was sort of the center stage of trying to make a racial point and a point about Native Americans out of something that was so clearly not. How has that played out for you guys?
Right.
How do you see that?
I see that as another shot to create division in this country. And it's wrong. It's wrong. We do not teach hate in our home. They are not even allowed to say the word hate in our home. We do not hate Black people or Native Americans. It's ridiculous.
Thanks for watching. Go to joinnn.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.